Welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of philosophy, and we're shining the spotlight on none other than Friedrich Nietzsche. Get ready for a mind-blowing journey as we unravel the enigmatic genius behind some of the most provocative ideas in Western thought. Let's get started. But before we jump in, make sure to hit that like button, share this video with your friends who love philosophy, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more thought-provoking content like this. Your support means the world to us. Friedrich Nietzsche, he's this German dude from the 1800s, born on October 15th, 1844, in Aachen, Prussia. Now, Nietzsche grew up in a household that was all about that Christian religion vibe, but as he got older, he started questioning those religious beliefs, He went to uni at Bonn and later moved to Leipzig University, where he got into classic philology. At a pretty young age, Nietzsche scored himself a gig as a professor at the University of Basel. But that academic career of his didn't last long, because his health started taking a nosedive and his ideas, let's just say they were pretty controversial. Nietzsche's known for his radical and thought-provoking works that shook up the whole traditional values, religion, and Western philosophy scene. His most famous piece, Thus Spoke Zarathustra, from 1883 to 1885. It's got this fictional dude named Zarathustra dropping truth bombs about freedom, power, and the will to dominate. Now, Nietzsche's all about this idea of absolute freedom and will to power, and he famously declared that God is dead, signaling this crisis in religious belief and morality. But, man, Nietzsche's personal life was a roller coaster too. His health kept getting worse, and by 1889, he was dealing with some serious mental issues. He passed away on August 25, 1900, in Weimar, Germany. But despite his short life, Nietzsche left behind this massive legacy in the world of philosophy. His thoughts on existentialism, nihilism, perspectivism, and the Übermensch, Superman, have influenced thinkers and scholars worldwide. Nietzsche's still this huge inspiration for anyone looking to dig deep into what it means to be human, to be free, and to find meaning in life. With his passionate and meaningful works, Nietzsche remains one of the most influential philosophers in Western thought history. So, Nietzsche was this German philosopher who shook things up big time back in the 19th century. He was all about challenging the traditional Western philosophy scene, questioning absolute values, objective truth, and metaphysical authority. His works, like Thus Spoke Zarathustra, dropped some seriously mind-blowing concepts like the death of God, the will to power, and the Übermensch, Superman. Nietzsche's thoughts marked a major shift from modern to postmodern thinking. He said, "Nope, there ain't no objective truth out there. It's all subjective and depends on how you see things." This idea of perspectivism, where our worldview is shaped by our own perspectives, became a cornerstone of postmodern thought. Plus, Nietzsche wasn't a fan of traditional moral values either. He saw Christian morality and Western culture's black and white understanding of good and evil as tools of social control, stifling creativity and individual freedom. That sparked the development of nihilism, denying the existence of absolute values or objective goals. Nietzsche's ideas on deconstructing authority and meta-narratives were crucial for the further development of postmodern thought. Postmodern philosophers like Jacques Derrida and Michel Foucault took Nietzsche's concepts and ran with them, expanding into fields like literature, linguistics, and social studies, highlighting the importance of diversity, complexity, and relativity in interpreting and understanding the world. So, Nietzsche was a big deal in paving the way towards the postmodern era in philosophy. His rebellious, critical, and innovative thoughts laid the groundwork for postmodern ideas that reshaped the modern philosophical landscape, emphasizing diversity, complexity, and uncertainty in understanding human nature and the world around us. Nietzsche's idea of subjective truth paved the way for the development of philosophies that emphasize reality itself being a social and linguistic construction, with no views being absolutely right or wrong. This led to the development of movements like deconstruction taught by Jacques Derrida, which highlights the vulnerability of language and the impossibility of achieving a fixed and certain understanding. Moreover, Nietzsche's concept of individual freedom and his emphasis on personal existence became central to postmodern thought, highlighting the importance of identity pluralism and recognition of diverse human experiences. This has sparked debates on issues such as gender identity, race, class, and sexuality, as well as how these social constructions affect individual experiences in society. Nietzsche's influence can also be seen in the thinking of Michel Foucault, who examines power and knowledge in society. Foucault uses Nietzsche's concepts of power as instruments to understand how power structures manifest in everyday actions and how knowledge is used to support or oppose authority. Overall, Nietzsche's intellectual legacy played a key role in the transformation from modern to postmodern thought, paving the way for diverse philosophical ideas and approaches that reflect the complexity of the contemporary world. By challenging authority, objective truth, and established values, Nietzsche helped shape the foundation for postmodern thought that continues to evolve to this day. Alright, let's break it down, folks. We're talking about the ups and downs of Friedrich Nietzsche's thoughts. Negatives. Misunderstanding of the Übermensch concept. One of Nietzsche's concepts that gets twisted a lot is the Übermensch or Superman idea. Some folks take it as an excuse for racial supremacy or individual tyranny, totally missing Nietzsche's point about self-liberation and moral independence. Misuse for political purposes. Nietzsche's ideas have been exploited by some extreme political groups to justify domination, violence, or supremacy. Using the whole individual power vibe to back up authoritarian regimes or discriminatory policies. Opening the door to shallow interpretations. Nietzsche's thoughts are deep, man, like really deep. But that also means there's a risk of folks not getting the real deal and spreading some whack interpretations that miss the mark completely. Nazi misinterpretation. One of the biggest negatives? The Nazis took Nietzsche's ideas and ran with them in all the wrong directions. They twisted Nietzsche's concepts like the rebirth and his critiques of Christian morality to push their messed up racial propaganda and eugenics policies. Total misuse, guys. Shallow and selective understanding. Some folks might just scratch the surface of Nietzsche's thoughts or cherry-pick the bits that fit their own beliefs or agendas. That kind of shallow understanding can blur the nuances and complexity of Nietzsche's ideas, leading to some real messed up misconceptions. Positives. Fueling postmodern philosophy. Nietzsche's ideas, especially his take on perspectivism and criticism of metaphysical authority, have been a major inspiration for the development of postmodern philosophy. It's all about digging deeper into the subjective nature of knowledge and recognizing the complexity of reality. Spotlighting creativity and individuality. Nietzsche was all about embracing your inner creative beast and saying nah to fitting into society's mold. His thoughts have motivated tons of people to break free and carve out their own paths in life. Pushing critical thinking and philosophical reflection. Nietzsche's works, full of puzzles and paradoxes, push readers to really think critically and reflect philosophically on all sorts of juicy topics like morality, religion, and the meaning of life. So Nietzsche's thoughts? They're a mixed bag, folks. While they've had some negative impacts like misuse and misunderstandings, they've also sparked some serious positive vibes, fueling deep philosophical reflection and inspiring folks to embrace their inner uniqueness. The key? Understanding Nietzsche in the right context and using his ideas as a springboard for some serious philosophical pondering. And now, let's break down how to be wise in applying Friedrich Nietzsche's thoughts, but in a more laid-back way. So, Nietzsche's ideas are like this powerful fuel for your brain, but you gotta handle them with some serious skill and wisdom. To really get the juice out of Nietzsche's philosophy, you gotta dive deep and handle those concepts with care and smarts. First off, you gotta do a deep dive into Nietzsche's thoughts, not just scratch the surface. That means diving into his works, understanding the historical context, and getting a grip on the complexity of his thinking. Nietzsche's all about metaphors, paradoxes, and fancy language, so you gotta wrap your head around it all. Second, remember, Nietzsche's ideas ain't always meant to be taken literally. Stuff like Übermensch or the death of God. They're deep, man, like really deep. You gotta do some serious philosophical reflection to get what Nietzsche's driving at. Taking Nietzsche at face value could lead you down some seriously wrong paths, even dangerous ones. Next up, don't force Nietzsche's ideas into the wrong context. Using Übermensch to justify racial supremacy or tyrannical power. Nope, that's not what Nietzsche had in mind. His core idea was all about individual freedom and moral independence. And hey, Nietzsche's one controversial dude, alright? There's all sorts of opinions and interpretations flying around about his stuff. So, it's important to listen to different viewpoints and have a good old chat about it. That's how you deepen your understanding of Nietzsche and avoid getting stuck in narrow-minded or dogmatic interpretations. Lastly, connect Nietzsche's thoughts with what's going on today and apply them wisely in your everyday life. Use Nietzsche's concepts to fuel your personal quest for meaning, develop some deep critical thinking skills, and unleash your inner freedom. That's how you pay some serious respect to this controversial philosopher's legacy. Also watch the quotes of Nietzsche's concepts in short video format. And there you have it, folks. A brief introduction to the one and only Friedrich Wilhelm Nietzsche. We've only scratched the surface of his complex philosophy. So if you're hungry for more, be sure to check out his works and dive deeper into the world of Nietzschean thought. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay curious.